Kyuss World Radio number 22 has begun with Pink Floyd's One of These Days. I'm your host, PJ Boston, and tonight we have an incredible show. Our special guest this evening on this 22nd episode is none other than Brant Bjork, one of the greatest artists of all time. Got my good friend Foz with me. Foz, what's up, homie?
Yo, what's up?
Haven't seen you in here in a while, brother.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been a minute, huh?
Hell yeah.
You've been busy, huh?
You know how it is.
All right. Well, listen, we're broadcasting live from the nasty, filthy, shadowy subculture that they call South of Market Street in San Francisco, California, one of Brant's favorite cities. And man, you can just feel it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
It's all good.
Oh, dude. I'm
All
ready.
right. You said you brought a fat one all rolled up, huh? You're ready for this show, aren't
yeah.
you? All right.
I've been ready. I've been ready since yesterday.
I was born ready. So this is huge. We've been working on this for a while. Brant's one of our favorite artists of all time. He's one of the most important cats that ever came out of the desert. And he's so prolific. All the records and the bands. And, I mean, trying to research a show for him is just tough. So we're just going to talk about all the cool stuff and do all that. We're also going to have a chat with our good friend Nathan.
Oh, yeah. Beardo, man. I haven't talked to him in a while.
The bearded one, yeah. He went to a big van show yesterday and said he saw just...
Yeah, I saw him. He had the space trucker shit on.
Yeah, he was out there rolling heavy with Big Nathan. And he stole that picture of you. He's a thief, man. He's a picture thief.
He's a Photoshop.
Yeah, he's like the king of the Photoshop.
King, dude.
Don't piss him off because he'll put you in compromising positions on the internet.
He's gonna make a meme out of me.
He's gonna. You know that's gonna happen. All right, listen. We're gonna play a bunch of stuff that Brant wanted us to play. He's just got so many influences. It's funny though. I was listening to his playlist at my house before I got down here, and I'll be damned, man. I can see where all that groove comes from. But we saw Brant together back with Corrosion. I saw him just last month and everything. So let's break ourselves with some more Brant's playlist, and we'll get this thing going, yo.
I got all that I need. I got the green. You got all that you need. You got the green. They won't understand me if they don't got the green.
I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm gonna get you high today. Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
All right. Well, it's 1969, okay. War across the USA. It's another year for me and you. Another year with nothing to do. It's another year for me and you. Another year with nothing to do. Now last year I was 21. I didn't have a lot of fun. And now I'm gonna be 22. I say oh my and a boo-hoo. Yeah, now I'm gonna be 22. Oh my and a boo-hoo. Well, it's 1969, okay. All across the USA. It's another year for me and you. Another year with nothing to do. And it's 1969. And it's 1969. And it's 1969, baby. It's 1969, baby. It's 1969. It's 1969. It's 1969. It's 1969. It's 1969, baby. It's 1969, baby. With 1969, baby. Baby.
You mean we're smoking dog shit, man?
In a white room with black curtains near the station. Black roof country, no gold pavements, tired starlings. Silver horses ran down moonbeams dark eye. Dawn light smile on you leaving my contentment. I'll wait in this place where the sun never shines. Wait in this place where the shadows run from themselves. You said no strings could secure you at the station. Platform ticket, restless diesels, goodbye windows. I walked into such a sad time at the station. As I walked out, felt my own need just beginning. I wait in the queue when the trains come back. Fly with you where the shadows run from themselves. At the party, she was kindness in the hard crowd. Consolation for the old wound, now forgotten. Yellow tigers crouched in jungles in her dark eyes. She's just dressing goodbye windows, tired starling. I'll sleep in this place with the lonely crowd. Lie in the dark where the shadows run from themselves.
Kyuss World Radio, number 22. While we do our Cream thing, man, that was awesome.
Dude, what was that?
That was Cream, man. That was Eric Clapton and his crew. It was just super stony. And before that, we had the Stooges. And it's like, oh yeah, it's all making sense now. But I'm going to bring up the third mic. I got my good friend Aziz here. Aziz, what's up, homie?
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Nothing. We had to bring as many, all the love into the building. Man, you're grooving out, huh?
Oh, yeah. Some good stuff, man. I'm telling you, I love your show, man. It really is awesome.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. We're lucky we got a lot of listeners. And I can't believe it always seems to work out that my desert expert, the Foes, is in the building the nights we talk to the cats from India.
Yo.
Coachella.
I'm here.
Joshua Tree. You ever been down to the desert?
No.
Like Palm Desert? No?
No.
Me neither.
I'm from the desert, the Middle East desert, but not down
the
here.
the different desert.
The other desert, yeah.
The desert. Gotcha. No, that makes sense. Well, a lot of people don't know. Foes is our resident expert. So when we do Kyuss World Radio, he helps us navigate our way. He knows where all the good chicken joints are. He knows where to. You know exactly where to pull over and twist one up.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I know Fozil.
There's only a few things to do in the desert, man.
Right. Exactly. Check. All right, listen. We're going to talk to El Beardo here pretty quick. We're going to try to get in as much music as we can. I got a pretty good list from Brant, and I can't wait to talk to him. I got so many good questions, or at least I think they're good. Who knows? We're journalists, kind of. We're going to do our thing. But I'm so excited that he's going to join us, so it's going to be awesome. Again, we're broadcasting live from San Francisco. This is fccfreeradio.com. If you can't listen live, who cares? Just go back, download that shit all week long, listen to it, save it, keep it. It's just a big, long MP3 file, so it's all good. But, Foes, if I told you it was Buddha time, do you think everything would be fine?
I think it would be pretty fucking chill.
tell you two about dealing in front of the store. Now drop the kid and peddle your wares someplace else, burn boy.
You look at that? Filthy. Absolutely filthy.
One of the greatest American-born guitar players of all time.
Yo.
The incomparable Jimi Hendrix. Hey, how you like I do the Beatles thing in the background all the time now?
I'm digging it.
It's kind of cool, right?
That bass line is
all right. I'm awesome. PJ. Yeah, it's groovy. I'm your host, PJ Boston. I got my good friend Foz with me. Foz, you know how when we do the show, I never really tell you what's happening until we get here?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. We did that again this week.
Awesome.
Right now, we're going to break ourselves because it's that time of the show where shit's supposed to get real interesting. I got to admit, though, man, I feel like I'm in Brant Bjork's backyard having a fucking barbecue. I got a cold beer in one hand, one of those lights. I'm munching on something with a lot of flavor, and he's just got the speakers blaring as we're all chilling out barbecuing. That's what I feel like. I feel like Brant's DJing our barbecue right now. We should have a barbecue.
We should have a barbecue.
So now, because we're special, I have a track that is unreleased. This is a live version from Europe. I think it was recorded in Berlin of Humble Pie, one of the Brant's signature tracks that everybody loves, and it's all good. We're going to drop this thing right now, and we're the only ones who have this. This isn't going to come out to the late fall, like, end of the year type thing. So we're very excited, and I can't wait to talk to him about it because I want to know what other tracks are going to be on there. I want to know how many cities they recorded in. I want to know if they record every single show. I want to know because I'm like a huge fan. So, you ready for this?
I like pie.
Here we go.
The new jam called Humble Pie. Dankeschön.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Somewhere, Some Woman. Dedicated to my favorite person in the whole world. Man, she loves that track. But we are back. This is Kyuss World Radio, number 22. I got my good friend Foes hanging out with me. I got my friend Z. Foes, you got another beer going on? What do you got going on?
Oh, shit, not yet.
All right, you ready for this?
Hell yeah.
We're joined now by the nicest guy ever, our good friend Beardo.
Beardo.
Nathan, how you doing, sir?
Great. How you fellas doing?
Excellent. You went to the big van show yesterday, right? You drove all the way down there?
Yeah. It was. It's only 3-4 hours from here, but it was worth it to see all those vans, man.
So you drove 3 to 4 hours to see vans?
Yep.
There's not a whole hell of a lot to do in Wisconsin, huh, Nathan?
No, there isn't.
Just checking.
Except drive out of it.
Oh, there you go. Now, how that show was out of state, right? It was like Indiana or something like that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
From southern Wisconsin, Indiana's pretty close. You just got to go around Chicago and you're right there.
How you digging the playlist?
Oh, it's awesome, man. You can really hear where Brant gets his inspiration from.
That's what I told him. I literally started listening to these songs. I know all these songs. But as I started to listen to the elements of them, I thought, man,
you put all these songs together and you get Brant Bjork.
Yeah, you get a lot of that. Man, and how big of a day is this, man? We're going to talk to the man himself, so I'm very excited.
Absolutely. This is the Super Bowl of Kyuss World Radio shows.
Number 22. We're going to do it.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Tell you what, with the vans yesterday and jamming on some Brant and his influences today, it's like I'm back in the desert again.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to talk to him a little bit, see what he has going on. Now, you ran into him like a month ago at the big, the Stoned and Dusted thing going on and the Rolling Heavy. So what was your take when you met him and hung out with him a little bit?
He's exactly like he appears to be. He's just chilled,
nice.
Mellow dude. Totally was cool, chatting for a little while, and he signed my blues record for Francis.
Nice.
Who ended up winning it. So I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, he's cool, man. Even the emails he sends me are cool. Like everything he does is cool. It's crazy.
He's the physical embodiment of desert rock.
Of cool, man. And you got to see him. You got to see him play out there. They were amazing.
What?
Yeah, we saw them on Monday. So you saw them like Saturday and Sunday, or when did you see them?
It was Friday night and Saturday. And
right.
then Sunday morning, we ended up staying at the same hotel. I stayed with the Aussies that night. And as I'm waking up and calling my wife on the phone, I noticed Brant and the boys are loading up and heading down on tour.
Wow, yeah, they came right up north. We saw them on Monday, and Dave is such a good cat. He hooked us up with tickets and the whole. They were amazing, and I'm asking the guys. I'm like, "Are you guys tired?" They're like, "Yeah, we got this. Like, no problem." Crazy, right?
Yeah, they were all really cool. I mean, I talked to them all for a little while there, and it was just a great scene, man.
Awesome.
I'm really you gotta let Brant know that we really appreciate this. Me and everyone in Kyuss World really appreciate him coming on the show.
Well, we're gonna share the love all over the place now. Last thing before I let you go, because I'm up against the hour now. Tell me something. Are you dialed in for your trip next year yet? Like, have you figured that all out down to the Desert Generator next year?
No, not yet.
All right.
I'll get it all figured out.
I think the Australians have already figured that shit out.
Yeah.
Jay Morgan and those guys.
Yep, they're planning a big pilgrimage. A lot of folks.
But I'm talking about. I'm gonna go. Me and Foes are gonna ride down there.
Sweet.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna take a week off and just stay there.
Definitely do. You won't regret it.
Yep. His family doesn't know, but we're staying with them.
Oh yeah.
All right. Awesome.
so it's all good. All right. Listen, Nathan, what'd you think of that unreleased version of Humble Pie, the live European version we heard?
Man, that is great. I mean,
it was sick.
I'm waiting for that live album to come out. That's gonna be sick.
Man, Bubba and Ryan and Dave, man, they are just. I mean, Brant's the man, but you got to admit his band is world class right now. So
they got it locked down, man.
All right. Well, we're going to continue on with Brant's playlist. I got some Led Zeppelin right now, and we're ready to roll. So anything else from you, Nathan?
I just want to remind everyone to check in on Kyuss World group or the page and get in on that slow burn giveaway. I'm using the Amazing signed by all 4 members.
When does that go down?
Pretty easy to enter.
What's the date on that?
June 13th.
All right, so we're up against that thing. We'll have to talk about it in the next couple of weeks. We'll have to do a bonus, and we'll have to put it all over the place. But
Absolutely. Call me back next Sunday.
All they got to do is go to Kyuss World and look that up, or is it on Slow Burn's official site? Where is that on Facebook?
All the information on the giveaway is on Kyuss World, either the group or the page. You can find it. You just have to share a video that Slow Burn shared that I made for them, and
pretty easy.
Use the hashtag SBKW2017, and before they do their first show on the short European tour, we're going to give away that day.
There you go. Well, we're going to talk to Brady pretty soon, but Nathan, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, Nathan.
El Beardo! All right, brother, we're going to do our Zeppelin. You ready for this?
All right, kick it.
Peter, peace out, brother. Radio. Man, that Zeppelin track got us all dancing around and acting stupid.
Oh, hell yeah.
Man, every time I look over, you got a full beer or an empty beer. You're rolling, dude.
Dude, straight chilling.
Nice job. Hey, in a few minutes, we're going to talk to Brant Bjork. It's going to be all good. I'm going to play a track now off of his list, and it's going to beat us into the next hour, but I don't care. You know what I'm going to do? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. You know what? I'm going to play this other song. I'm going to play this one song because the first song I put in there, you know what the total time was on the counter?
I don't know. 7 minutes.
4:20, yo.
Shit.
Love me 2 times, baby. Love me twice today. Love me 2 times, girl. I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, girl. 1 for tomorrow, 1 just for today. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Love me 1 time, do not speak. Love me 1 time, yeah, my knees got weak. Love me 2 times, girl. Lost me all through the week. Love me 2 times, I've gone away. Love me 2 times, I've gone away. Oh, yeah! Love me 1 time, could not speak. Love me 1 time, baby. Yeah, my knees got weak. Love me 2 times, girl. Lost me all through the week. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, babe. Love me twice today. Love me 2 times, babe. 'Cause I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, girl. 1 for tomorrow, 1 just for today. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away.
Kyuss World Radio number 22 is back, and we just blew through the first hour. We talked to our good friend Nathan. Folks, you still got a full beer? What do you got that over?
Dude, it's like a half a beer now.
Well, I mean, you told me that if it's not full, it's empty. There's like a...
It's, it's the half fucking full, half empty cup. But
like that.
It's the only way to survive, man. In the desert, it's so fucking hot, man.
That's some desert shit, huh?
You just got to keep drinking.
Out in thermal.
You're
out there just running around and...
Just floating around on some fucking...
Down in Mecca Vineyards?
Some little fucking pool noodle somewhere.
It reminds me of that time that Mike Pygmy was telling us that they all blew up La Quinta Coves at that party. Yeah. They parked so many cars on the street that the cops couldn't get there, so they couldn't shut it down.
Yeah, dude. And the funny thing about the Cove, man, there's no street lights. It's dark.
Just dark Cove up until it's all dark till the explosion.
Exactly.
All right. Well, then you got to empty that beer. Well, here's what we're gonna do. You and Aziz go out and fog out 7th Street out there.
They need some fogging.
Yeah, fog that shit out. Check on the car because God knows the heroin addicts were shooting heroin on it when I left it out there. Yeah, Would you take public transportation?
I took the trusty old BART.
Oh, you know what? I got you shut down. You took BART?
I took trusty old BART. That's right.
No, we always take the
Trusty?
car on Sunday because
Sometimes.
you can park. But man, the alley is just full of scumbags.
Hey man, one time we were on BART and we hit a deer and we were hella delayed.
Man, a BART train smoked a deer?
Yeah, we were going. I was on my way to Castro Valley, and we straight up the attendant or the conductor was like, "We're gonna be here for a while." We just struck a deer,
and we gotta gut that thing out and eat it.
Yeah, venison. They said it was like $18 a pound or something.
Get the barbecue going. All right, listen, I'm gonna rock out on the commercials. You guys go do your thing, and we'll do this in a minute. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yo,
let's do it. I gotta turn this shit back up, yo. Kyuss World Radio.
Don't just listen to music, experience it. Wells Audio manufactures and sells a full range of home audio equipment to take your system to the next level. And it's all built right here in the US of A. Find out more at www.wellsaudio.com. Mention FCC Free Radio and receive 10% off of your purchase. Wells Audio. Listen with your heart.
You're listening to FFR, radio for the people, by the people.
Don't just listen to music, experience it. Wells Audio manufactures and sells a full range of home audio equipment to take your system to the next level. And it's all built right here in the US of A. Find out more at www.wellsaudio.com. Mention FCC Free Radio and receive 10% off of your purchase. Wells Audio. Listen with your heart.
The Little Black Egg. A great choice for your screen printing needs in the Bay Area. The Little Black Egg has experience and know-how when it comes to putting ink on garments. From t-shirts to tote bags, hoodies to hats, and everything in between. Competitive pricing, low minimums, and no maximums. San Francisco-based Little Black Egg can work with individuals and businesses and can get the garment and brand you want. Need screen printing? Find us on Facebook, Twitter, or through our website, thelittleblackegg.com.
My little black egg.
You are listening to FCC Free Radio, San Francisco's #1 internet radio station. Make sure to tune in to the Rock and Roll Coup d'etat with Eddie Winters, Mondays at 10 a.m. in Studio 1A, only on FCC Free Radio.
First time girl,
Where are we going?
Just come on, it's getting dark.
Are we gonna get high?
Black Sabbath on Kyuss World Radio. And that huge cloud of white smoke puffing down Market Street means the Kyuss World Radio crew is ready to do their thing. Foesman, you ready?
Hell yeah.
Z's, you ready?
You know it.
All right. Listen, guys. I'm joined now by truly one of the greatest artists in the history of music. This guy is so prolific, I can't even start listing his stuff. He's one of the founders of Kyuss. He just keeps going, and he's just always on the move. We're joined now by Brant Bjork. Brant, welcome to Kyuss World Radio number 22. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, all right. Thanks. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm very excited to talk to you, my friend. Now, How are you, and what's your plan for the big long weekend?
I am well, thank you. And my plan is to just get super comfortable and relax with my family.
Nice. Now you just got back from a pretty sizable tour. When did you guys get back home?
I got back about a week and a half ago.
Nice. So you're settling in nicely?
Yeah, it's nice to be back, and I feel like I'm,
chilling.
Back on Earth.
Nice. Now, where are you as we speak? Are you in Joshua Tree, or were you in India? Where are you?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, so you're in LA. Nice. All right. So now you originally are from the desert. Were you originally from the desert, or did you move there at some point?
I was born in Redlands, just outside of San Bernardino, in Southern California, and then I was, I didn't make it out to the desert till I was probably about 2 years old.
Gotcha. So you ended up, but you were a kid growing up in the desert. One of our co-hosts here, my friend Foes, he grew up down in Coachella, and he's our resident Indio, like Palm Desert expert.
Oh yeah. I grew up in the La Quinta Cove on.
Oh, we were.
Yeah, on Diaz Street. You'll know where that's at.
My family stayed up in Juarez in Madrid.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, with top of the cove.
Hey, when you listen to this back though, Brant, we just 5 minutes ago talked about blowing up La Quinta Cove with Mike Pygmy and Mario Lally back in the day. They had some huge parties down there, so it's kind of funny that we were talking about that.
Yeah, the Cove is. Yeah, if you're from the low desert, you know about the Cove.
Dude, the Cove, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, Mike Pygmy told us that's how he met Mario Lally. He was like 13 or 14, and they were playing a show out there, and the cars were parked so deep on the streets that they blocked all the streets, so the cops couldn't shut the party down.
Yeah, there was some wild get-togethers in the Cove, and I have an old friend from Coachella who has been in the low desert for many years, and he even speaks of some generator parties in the La Quinta Cove as far back as the late 60s.
Wow.
With like rock bands and stuff. So it's rich with desert history. For sure.
Well, I was going to ask you later while I was talking to you, but since we're there right now, do you remember the very first generator party you attended to?
Yeah, I kind of found myself in the scene pretty early on. I was a bit of an ambitious kid, wanting to get my feet into the local punk scene, and so I was already playing in a band by the time I was 13, and I was being dragged out to desert generator parties at 13 years of age. And I think, I think the first one I ever went to would have probably been the Nude Bowl, probably around that time, and probably would have saw Yawning Man back then for sure.
So you attended your first generator party as a fan checking it out. You weren't playing that night?
No, I didn't play. I just
Nice.
went with the guys that were in my band. They were much older than me, and they were the ones that kind of pulled me into the scene.
And what was
sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, what was the craziest thing you ever saw out there at one of those generator parties?
Oh, well, I mean, I saw plenty as the years rolled on, but it was more about what I heard. That was that was more of what I thought was crazy.
What do you remember as far as like looking back, tripping out, thinking, man, I saw that out there? Because I'm sure that's what most people think about you. What did you see? What did you hear?
Oh, I just, again, I was a young kid, and my whole trip was all about, I was just into punk rock. That was, the whole desert scene, as people probably, refer to it as, and all the desert rock and all this music. That was something that I hadn't identified with yet, and don't know if anybody had really identified. It was really just a punk rock movement. And so I was interested in going out to see punk bands. And because there were no clubs or venues in town, and it's likely I wouldn't have been able to get in anyways. So it was kind of perfect for a young kid because, you know, you were just able to go out. There was no age limit. There was nothing. You just go out in the middle of the desert, and I saw some bands, and it just blew my mind. You know, I got to see live music, and it was out in the middle of the desert. And it was great, you know.
What an amazing scene. You know, everyone talks about it. They romanticize it now, but you were there. That's crazy. Now, that first band you were in, Brant, were you playing the drums? Were you playing the guitar? What were you doing in that band?
I played drums, and the band was called Today.
Nice.
And it was Ted Reed's band, and my friend in the neighborhood, Craig Armstrong, ended up playing bass, and we were a good little band, you know. And that was the band that Mario Lally. We played with Engelnook at Adrian's in Palm Springs, which was like a random club that was there for a hot minute, and Boomer knew. I think Larry Lally was Boomer's cousin, was pretty tight with Ted, and Ted was an old punk rocker from the scene. But it was the mid-'80s, so all the punk rockers at that point, they were like, you know, smoking grass and had long hair. They were like getting into the Dead and stuff. You know, you know, they were. It was no longer about Minor Threat and Black Flag. It was more about, you know, getting back into the root of it all. And so I came in, and we were a punk band, but we jammed too. We used to jam quite a bit. Yeah.
So kind of the evolution of the punk band. That's amazing. So, because I'm interested in how you can play so many instruments so well. You know what I mean? A bunch of your records are just you playing everything. I saw you just recently, but everyone knows how incredible you are at singing and playing the guitar. What did you pick up first?
Well, I got into the drums because my neighborhood mentor, he lived across the street, and he was much older than me, and he was really into Kyuss, and he really looked up to Peter Criss, the drummer, and so I got schooled by him and studied Kyuss and Peter, of course, and he's to this day still one of my favorite drummers, and so I picked up on the drums, you know, and it's just kind of a coincidence that I had a little bit of natural talent to carry me through that inspiration. But not long after that, I think it was my 8th grade graduation from middle school, my mom gave me an acoustic guitar, and so I started plucking away on that as well. So I kind of came up on those two instruments relatively close in time. You know? So
you always just were able to kind of do both? Like, it didn't seem remarkable to you that you were that good at it?
Well, I was never my ambition to be prolific or good or technical. I mean, it was just, you know.
Just jamming.
I was just expressing myself, and I was really into the Ramones, and so I just played Ramones records and taught myself how to play the drums and guitar.
Did you always know you wanted to be a musician?
No, I wanted to be a skateboarder. I wanted to be a pro skater, and then I played my first gig, and I just decided to follow music instead.
Wow. Well, that's incredible. Now, I do want to ask you, I normally do it at the beginning of the interview, but I ask everybody who comes on about their live rig. But before I ask you, that Flying V you've been playing, what is that? Is that like a 73? What year is that thing?
That's a 76.
76. Yeah, we saw you with that in San Francisco, man. That thing sounded amazing. Now,
it's a special guitar. I never really saw myself pursuing the V, but I have a bum left shoulder, and so I'm unable to play guitars that are really heavy. And I picked that up at a shop here in Venice in LA, and it was so light and had such a funky feel. We just kind of fell in love with each other, you know.
Now, that live sound you guys get is truly incredible, in my opinion. What are you playing through live? You got the V, or at least sometimes you have the V, and you got your Marshall. What do you do? What do you got there?
Well, it's a combination of my guitar player, Bubba, and he's very good him and I have a really good jive as far as getting our tones and focusing in on keeping the sounds grounded and where they need to be. Marshall plexis is the foundation of that. And then both him and I have very specific pedals that we use as well to just kind of round out that plexi vibe. It's something that it's not thrown together. I mean, we work very hard at getting our sound together.
Well, I would agree. When I saw you at Slim's on April 10th, right after you guys had the big weekend down in the desert, the sound was unbelievable, and it makes me wonder. So it's obviously not, like you said, it's not just thrown together. So you or Bubba, you guys stand out there and you listen and you really hone in on the way that whole thing's EQ'd, so it sounds that perfect, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean when we rehearse, we'll like work on our volume and our tones for hours, days sometimes.
Yeah, Dave was amazing. Your whole band. We talked to Dave a couple months ago, and the way your band sounds right now with Dave and Brian and Bubba and yourself is world class. Like I can't think of too many bands that sound that good live. And I know you guys are home now after the tour, but what's the plan for you guys moving forward?
Well, we're taking a nice break, and then we're going to go back to Europe in the first week of August to do some festivals. But before that, we're going to begin work on the new record in June and July.
The new studio record.
A new studio record. Although we did just wrap up a live record that we'll be releasing this fall. And then we go back to Europe again in late September, early October. So, we're just staying busy.
Wow. Now, this live record, we actually played the version of Humble Pie you sent me, which sounded incredible, by the way. Now, that record's going to be called Live in Europe?
I don't know the exact title, but it's something along those lines, yeah.
And you said it was going to be late fall for a release on that thing?
I believe so.
How many tracks are going to be on that?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think it's around 10 or 12 tracks.
Oh man, I can't wait for that. Now
13.
Now is that do you guys record like every show, or did you have a specific show that you just recorded that show, or how did you do that?
No, I mean, I would like to record our performances every night, but we just haven't gotten around to getting that situated. But while we were in Europe last November, it was actually Sean Wheeler who said, "Hey man, we should try and record a show while we're out here." And we thought, well, that's a hell of an idea. So we talked to our tour manager, Soundman Banana, and he's from Berlin, which is kind of like our hub. And we go do dates in Europe. And so he made a couple phone calls, and we were able to set up a recording situation for our show in Berlin, which was the second to the last show of the tour. So we just recorded our Berlin show, and that's basically what we have committed to releasing. It's literally just the Berlin performance from beginning to end.
Man, I'm excited for that, because the show you guys put on that I saw, and I should say we saw you back with the COC tour in 2015, and I think a lot of people in that crowd were not, didn't know what you guys were about, and you guys slayed that place. So I hate to kiss your ass so much, but dude, your band right now you just don't see too many bands that can do that. So nice job.
Oh wow, well I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, now listen, I want to rewind a little bit. We are Kyuss World Radio, so I do want to ask you a couple of questions about the old days. Sure. I'm not going to dig in too much, but I want to know what your impression was of Sound City. I mean, I know you guys were young cats, and I know, kind of like you kind of had to piece together Wretch and Sons of Kyuss. But when you guys got to Sound City and started working with Chris Goss on blues, tell me your impressions of that at the time, and had you seen Sound City beforehand, or was that your first taste of that?
No, I mean, we were as green as green could be. I mean, we were just a bunch of desert boys, and we never even thought we'd leave the desert. So by the time we found ourselves in Sound City, I mean, that was Goss just being the producer that he was at that time, and the producer he needed to be. Goss he'd already recorded there. I believe he recorded there with Rick Rubin on the first Masters of Reality record. Gosh, I don't know if that's correct, but I believe that's where he learned about Sound City. And he was already getting ready to record his second record at Sound City with Masters of Reality, Sunrise on the Suffer Bus.
With Ginger Baker and all that, yeah.
Yeah. I think they started their session not long after we wrapped up Blues. So we didn't know anything about Sound City. We didn't know anything about anything.
Nice.
As far as that kind of stuff went, So he just brought us up there, and for myself, all I knew is I was going to go in there and rock, And I said,
Wow.
Hey, no, this is the place, and you say this is where we need to be. Well, then we're going to rock this place,
Well, you are the drummer who was responsible for all the drums on one of my favorite records of all time. And when you hear people talk about Sound City, especially when you watch the movie that Dave made with all the different bands, they all talk about the drum sound. I mean, like you said, you were young and you were green, but did you know in that room the sound you were getting was remarkable, or did it not stand out to you?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know. Looking back now with hindsight, it was a no-brainer. I mean, the drum room, the live room at Sound City was a great, sizable live room, and if you got someone who could play some drums on a set of drums that sounded good and played well, and then not to mention, playing with some guys that could bring some good tunes, and you set them up in that live room. I mean, yeah, I mean, chances are at Sound City, you were going to, on playback, you were going to hear some some quality sounds. And so that's basically what happened. I mean, once we started going in the control room and listening down, we knew pretty darn quick that we weren't making Wretch anymore.
Wow. So, but do you think you knew at that time that you guys were making such an important and unique record, or maybe we didn't know for a while? What do you think?
No, we had no clue, man.
Wow.
I mean, how could you? You just, Jimmy Page might have known what he was making when he did Zeppelin 2, but I mean, we had no idea. I mean, we were just we thought this is our chance to just give it our best shot in terms of just performing. I mean, just expressing ourselves and playing the best we could. I don't know. I can't speak for the other guys.
Yeah.
But for me, I had no idea.
No, it makes sense.
It wasn't until we had a listening session to the record after it was done, and Goss and and we all sat down and we listened back, and it was like, holy shit, Jesus, listen to that, what a monster.
Yeah, no, I agree. We asked John the same thing. We talked to John Garcia, and he was like, yeah, it was. We were just thrilled to be there. And then we realized, wow, this sounds pretty good. Do you have a relationship with Chris Goss today? Like, do you still know Chris?
I haven't talked to Chris in many years.
Yeah, he's very well respected.
Yeah, people just kind of just go in different directions. But I haven't talked to him in many years now.
You're a busy guy, man. All right, I'll tell you.
I'm a busy guy.
I'll tell you, Brant, I want to fast forward a little bit. I just have a funny question. I don't know if this makes any sense. But almost the same time that Fu Manchu covered Godzilla, you, on your own, on Halamanta, you put Take Me Away on the vinyl version, like an added song or whatever. Are you a big COC fan? Or I'm sorry, BOC fan, I should say?
Oh, I love Buster Cole. Yeah, they're one of my favorite American rock bands.
Yeah, they're amazing. Have you ever met Buck or Donald or any of those guys?
I saw them one time, and I was able to go behind the stage and hang out, but I didn't really talk to them much. You know, I mostly just said hello and paid my respects, and you know.
Yeah, they're amazing.
But they, you know, they're just, you know, those guys are wizards, man. You know.
Yeah. No, I recently found on YouTube a video of a song off of the Extraterrestrial Live record that I didn't know they had a video of, and it was just amazing to see this song that I had heard, you know, hundreds of times on my album. That, you know, when it was recorded, they blew me away how good they were. They were unbelievable.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't surprise me now. Those were the old Man's Ruin record days with Frank Kozik. You did a lot of work that ended up on the Man's Ruin label. Did you know Frank at all, or was he more removed as the head of the label?
I knew Frank pretty well during that short period of time, and in fact, him and I kind of hit it off. I think, you know, as artists, we really hit it off, and he basically told me, "Hey, like I heard you were interested in doing your own music and you know, recording some of your own records on your own." He said, "If you ever do that, I'll put out whatever you create." And I said, "Awesome." And then he would also let me do my own artwork, which was the first person that he ever kind of gave carte blanche as far as the imagery, because he controlled all the artwork for all the releases. So we had a mutual respect, and we had kind of a creative bond. Yeah.
I really appreciate you talking about Frank, because I think he's amazing. He's up here in San Francisco, and a lot of people don't know how important he is, and that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple more things. I beat you up. I took too much of your time, but the Kyuss World members, when we told them we were going to put you on, man, a lot of them wanted to know if you could tell me anything about Jacuzzi. You know, exactly what's up with Jacuzzi. Is it ever going to be released? What's the plan with that?
I know this record is it's like haunting me. It's so funny. It's like, it's just this record that I did this session probably around 2010 with Tony Mason out in my house out in Joshua Tree, and I really had no specific idea or even concept for the record, but it's a pretty self-indulgent record. You know, it's just something that I enjoyed creating, and I mentioned it years ago, and it just has kind of developed its own kind of life, even though it hasn't been released yet. I would love to release it. I just honestly have so much stuff on the shelf, and so, you know, and I'm so busy, I literally just have not gotten around to it. And a big part of that was because I got myself into a situation where I was committed to making records for Napalm over in Austria, and I just fulfilled that obligation. So, you know, if there's any time from now moving forward that Jacuzzi could be officially released, I think it could happen now, because like I said, I fulfilled my obligation with Napalm. So we'll see what happens.
Well, the fans are waiting, and I appreciate you bringing up Napalm. You know, the last record especially, but even before that, you guys did a lot of videos, a lot of production work like that. How much of a toll does that take on you? Because it looks like it's a lot of work, you know, the music videos.
Yeah, you know, I've been doing this a long time, you know. So to me, I just look at it as like, hey, everybody's got to get up and go to work, man. So I got no complaints. I go up and I get up and I go do my thing. I go to work. And I enjoy what I do. Well, I work hard at it.
Very few people get as much work done as you. You are as prolific as I have run across since I've been doing this. All right, one more question for you, and I'll let you go. We ask anybody who's kind of related to this, but What is the official title of the Welcome to Sky Valley record as far as you know?
Oh, man.
We fight about it on Kyuss World quite a bit, actually. So
interesting, yeah. I don't know. I don't know that it has an official title. I mean, I remember in the beginning it was just simply called Kyuss, and then Sky Valley was a title that was thrown around. Some people call it Welcome to Sky Valley. I think it's totally up to the fans to decide.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah, you buy the record, you can call it what you want.
You can call it whatever you want. Man.
Makes sense. All right, well, Brant, we have taken a whole bunch of your time. You have been, honestly, I want to say, you've been my favorite interview I've done so far, man. Thank you so much for giving us all your time. I got Foes and my man Z just mesmerized. Brant Bjork, y'all.
I'm fucking stuck.
You can't even believe it, huh?
It's just amazing hearing all the stuff you said and been through, man. It's awesome.
Well, I'm a huge fan, so I'm like a nerd. I could keep him on here all night. Brant, is there anything else I can do for you, sir?
Hey, man, look, you didn't take up my time, and I'll tell you something, man. It takes fans to make bands.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, listen, I'm going to play right now the first track I ever heard with you on it. It's the 50 million year trip downside up. And thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it, Brant.
Right on.
Yo.
Peace out. Brant Bjork on Kyuss World Radio. I'm supposed to play other songs, but I just can't help myself.
You just blew my mind.
The most acid I've ever seen anybody eat in my life.
World Radio. Coming down the stretch. Number 22. Man, that show was incredible. Z, what'd you think of that, man?
That was awesome.
Are you feeling that?
Oh, dude, I was checking everything you've been playing. That's why I was asking you what song was what. I'm putting it on Spotify. I'm checking it out.
Yeah, and most people, you know, if they're honest with themselves, they don't know exactly what it is we're doing. But man, Brant Bjork was so good to us. He was hella sweet about the whole thing. Like, it was all good. But we got to do some shout-outs. Nathan Lawver, the chairman of the board, the founder of Kyuss World. Nathan is just, he's everywhere now. He's at the van show. He's at the desert. He's just doing all of his stuff. And look who's back, the new guy. What's up, folks?
Yo.
Talking out there to the Fish Burps crew.
Burping it.
All right, listen, we only got a few minutes, so Jamie, Kara, the Low Desert Punk himself. But I really want to thank my good friend, Brant Bjork.